gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Stuck in the Middle podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Uncle AK.
And I'm Reflex.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
yeah. It's raining outside, but it's all good.
It is.
Hey, man, the summer's over.
Hey,
I hate it.
So much love is over. Now, we appreciate everybody, checking this podcast out on a weekly basis. Please do follow us on all social media platforms as SITM Podcast. We'd love to hear from all our listeners, SITM Podcast 237 at gmail.com. And subscribe to YouTube, man. If you share those links or screenshots, it help us grow. That's how we, get the word out. We definitely appreciate y'all checking it out and want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Perfect Office Solution, for making this podcast work every week. They provide affordable, professional, flexible office space starting at just $4.99. If you're an entrepreneur, you need an office space, hit them up, let them know we sent you. SITM Podcast is the promo code. You get 10% off, Get out your mama's house, man, and start an office, you get 10% off. That's how you do business. People respect you that way. Nah, we got special guests in the building, bro.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, let them know who we rocking with.
Man, in the building today, we got Winnie. She's the CEO and founder of Igbo Girls Brunch Network and an entrepreneur. Welcome to Stuck in the Middle podcast.
It's your fake jersey.
It is not fake.
You got it from Alibaba. Don't fake.
I didn't. Okay. Sure, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I really want one of them things. It's fresh.
So you're a hater. That's what it is.
Yeah, I'm a hater. Yvonne Orji, she said Nigeria's popping, she mentioned the World Cup, Nigeria in the World Cup, and I thought about the jerseys. Even though you guys didn't go far, the jerseys are fire. I give you that.
We went for a fashion show, but it's okay. We went down in style. That's what we do. Nigerians go down in style.
Yeah. Did you peep out that IG thing in New York? Like people in line
to get the jersey?
Oh, yeah. It was madness.
It sold out like 3 seconds after Nike put it out. Shout out to Nike, by the way. If you mad,
shout out to Nike.
Burn yourself. Yeah, man. But who is Winnie though? You know what I'm saying?
Before we get there, bro.
You want to start somewhere else?
I want to start somewhere else. Her IG handle, man.
What is happening?
I was looking for her IG handle, right?
Okay.
And I was typing Winnie, and I was seeing all these other people.
We need a poo.
Yeah, I was seeing all the people, and then
he's having my last name. He probably just having my last name. It's 1,000,001 Winnies, like Michael. Doesn't count.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to that last name.
What popped up?
The something Duchess. What is it?
Couture.
Oh, there
Couture
you go.
Duchess.
Where'd that come from?
Everyone asks me. It has no. Okay, so there's a story behind it, but it doesn't have heavy relevance to me. So at the time that Twitter was a thing, I was on it, and there's this one Instagram account. I don't even remember who it was, but we were friends and everything, and she had La Belle Duchess or something, and I was like, that is so dope. I want to get that, but I can't copy her. So when Instagram became a thing, I was like, I want Duchess, but I can't do the whole La Belle. So I was like, and I just put couture. I love all things fashion. I love all things from regular to high end to just mixing and matching. So that's where it came from. It just stuck. And everyone went through a phase where they changed their Instagram. Like everyone. I feel like everyone has had a rebirth. I haven't had one yet. So if y'all can get me a name, I will accredit it to you guys. I just not thought of anything yet.
Yeah, we famous for that. We famous.
Who y'all put on? Who y'all put on with the good name?
Billie Jeans. We give her a name. Babyface Assassin. That's right. That's a new brand.
Okay,
now.
She ain't had that handle. That's not her handle.
We go by the end of this podcast. That's our homework.
We'll see. Yeah, I need one. But I mean, a lot of big names have that Instagram, so I'm not probably changing it right now. So who knows?
Dang. I see where she's going already.
No,
she's thinking big.
I'm
bigging you up.
Yeah.
See, you got your vision. Like AK always asks, what do you do with competition? You already that's huge right there.
Yeah.
I'm associating myself with that.
No, it's not even futuristically speaking. Currently as we speak, I've already people know me who are bigger in the industry, whether entertainment or artists or something. So they have that name. So it's just if I change it, I can't. They don't care.
Don't
it's just
change it.
No, I'll change it. I need to. But if I change it, I just need to make it my name. Honestly,
The real question is, right?
Change it up. Yeah.
Do you live up to that name?
Honestly, I don't. I think I should change it because I don't.
You don't?
I have my moments.
So it's it's you don't go do your nails, your hair, all that
Nails
stuff.
are
Come out
done.
looking,
all your listeners.
Oh no, I'm always I keep myself right. But who a couture person is y'all know Steve Harvey's wife. You ever see Marjorie Harvey? I don't think she has a job other than pictures. That's all she does and changing her outfits. But that's the kind of she's high end couture. So I don't know. But I mean, couture can mean different things to people. So
but somebody listening right now, who is this speaking or watching? But who is Winnie? That's a hard question. Who is Winnie? Yeah.
Winnie is. I am an African American, primarily Nigerian. Shout out to all Nigerians out there because we're popping. I'm born in Lagos, Nigeria. Been here since I was like 1. Yeah, and I happen to be the founder of Igbo Girl Brunch.
Interesting enough, you mentioned you're an African American, so you don't make that distinction between being African and African American.
I am. You know what? I'm fully African. Forget that African American. Let me rewind that tape. I'm fully African. I'm fully Nigerian. I accept
born in Nigeria.
Yeah, I was born in Lagos. Born in Lagos. And it's been I think Nigerians were so into ourselves. We're a superpower. So it's like, I try not to introduce myself first as a Nigerian. I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm African. Then when they ask, I'm like, yeah, I'm Nigerian.
When's the last time you been in Nigeria?
Oh my God, 5 years. 5 years. I know. I used to go every single year, but college, school, post-bac, business. But I'm going this December. We're actually going. We meeting my team. Some of them are going, and we're partnering with this org called Think Africa. So it's going to be really big.
That's
really
huge.
good.
That's
Would you marry, date outside of Nigeria?
I have dated outside of Nigeria. Will I marry? I'm not opposed to it, but I'm not. I don't know.
You know why he's asking that?
Why is he asking that?
Because it's leading up to what you just mentioned. You're partnering up with Think Africa. With Igbo Girls Brunch.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? Well, I think the reason why I say that because Igbo Girl Brunch. That just sounds like you all things Igbo.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Let's
maybe
just get the cat
That's
back
get
right
the
now.
cat out the bag.
Is this just for
Let's hear
Igbo
it.
girls? Is this
Okay.
just for girls? You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, can men pull up though?
Absolutely. So
Okay,
we've
okay,
had events. Primarily, 90% of our events have been mixed gender of all tribes. Like we don't. So Igbo Girl Brunch is only the hosting site for events, right? It's kind of like GoDaddy.com. You won't ever say like, oh, my website is GoDaddy. It's like my website is your name, but you hosted it through GoDaddy, right?
Gotcha.
So we are only the platform that provides events and experiences in other cities. I can't even say DC anymore because now we're in other cities. But so when it comes to brunch, we want to be. I started on the brunch concept because it's just great to get over food. I think no matter where you're from, whoever you are. Everybody loves mimosas. Like, why not? Or everybody loves food, and whichever way it is, it's just like, why not?
So there's no jollof involved.
We've had jollof events. We've had events where we had jollof rice, like our Insecure watch party. Shout out to Yvonne. She's an Igbo girl. So we had to show up and, show love to her. And that was a really big event. So we had jollof rice.
Yvonne, if you're watching, you got to pull up one time.
Do you avoid having jollof because, you trying to avoid the whole jollof war? Or is it just something that you don't want to?
I don't see a war. I honestly.
It's only Igbo now. Ghana hasn't come, so.
So Igbo is a tribe in Nigeria. So even with the food, we'll never only promote Igbo food. Makes sense? Like, there's so many Nigerian dishes alone, let alone African dishes. Like, we support it all. I have an aunt who's actually East African. She was married in. So, like, I love, the things that they make in Tanzania or, like, East. You know what I mean? So we're open. However, it just depends on the venue. So the venues you had for brunch, they have their own menu. So catering and outside companies like much more costly that we're not, ready for. So it's like, oh, let's go with what they have. And then it's more Americanized, like chicken and waffles and, shrimp and grits and stuff. So as we grow, I was just on the phone with my team. I had a meeting with them earlier today and I was like, yo, moving forward after, because we're kind of done with brunch right now because it's getting colder. Rooftop is over. Like, go home and sleep and stay warm. But we're going to migrate more into, if we do have brunch again this year, it'll be more indoors, like non-rooftop. But it will be at venues where we can strictly cater what we want.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of partners and people in African restaurants in the DMV area. And they're like, reached out to us like, yo, we want to cater. So, yeah, we'll transition more to a more African food brunch. But, I mean, people love chicken and waffles. They love whatever.
They say people post the best lives on Instagram. Like, you don't show the dirt or the ugly side.
Yeah.
Like, when you look at the Igbo brunch page, it's like, man, y'all don't got old people in your village. Like, everybody's just, super pretty, man. Like, what is it like in Igbo?
So Igbo is one of the main tribes in Nigeria. You've probably heard of Yoruba, all the Yoruba demons. God bless them. But but people think that's it. They think we only have 2 tribes. We have over 40 tribes in Nigeria, but the primary ones is Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, there's Edo, like all these tribes. But anyways, Igbo culture, all cultures are beautiful, but we just highlight it. We're just here to repost what they give us and, showcase it. But I think it's like with any page, like y'all have been to African weddings where they were so nice, maybe intimate, and it was dope, and you went home, but you don't see it on Bell Naija. nothing about that wedding didn't exist. That wedding is awesome. God bless them. Good for you. But it just didn't hit Bell Niger. So it's like there are different kinds of Igbo women, dark skin, light skin. We post it all, but they may not always hit our page. But it's not like, I know people have been asking me, you only post pretty girls. I think every woman is beautiful, but I mean.
Every woman is beautiful.
They are, absolutely.
We'll have this debate later. After
that is non-negotiable. They are in their own way. They're
facts
beautiful.
though, facts.
Because I want to back. I want to back up though. They said find a hole and plug it. That's how you win.
Yeah.
Why
did I start it?
Yeah, why'd you steal it?
Yeah. So I saw a problem with myself. I was like, I don't have a lot of Igbo friends. So I'm actually mixed. I'm not even fully Igbo. The cat's out the bag. So I'm the Igbo girl who's not even a full bred. I'm mixed with Yoruba. My mom was half, so I'm a fourth. And it doesn't mean anything, but because my dad is fully Igbo, that's, you go with your father's land. Right. So it's your mother's tongue, but it's, So I'm still an Igbo girl, but I just didn't have a lot of Igbo friends. Like up until last year, I was sitting after a cookout at my mentor's house and I was like, yo, like I have all these Yoruba people at this cookout, like Tolu, Tos, like just so many names, and I don't have a lot of Igbo girlfriends. So I was talking to my Igbo friend and she was like, yo, we should, get like something together, like a happy hour or brunch. I was like, yeah, I'll plan something. But I left and I was like, I really got to do this. So I chose brunch and I planned an event in 1 month. I had a keynote speaker, Stacey Ike. She's out in LA. She works with Oprah Winfrey. It's my really good girlfriend. And she's based from Houston, but she's out there. And she's killing it. She's an Igbo girl killing it. And she was our keynote speaker. And I had a room. I only knew like 6 girls who weren't family because I have a lot of cousins, right? So 6 people I invited. My friend invited like 10, but 50 women came out. And I was like, huh? And word of mouth just, and they bought tickets. And it was an amazing experience, like very private, intimate setting. There was no rooftop party. It was just strictly formal. And they all left feeling great. They spoke to her, like, how did she do it? She shared her story. And then they kept hitting me up like, yo, keep this going. I'm like, nah, fam, I'm too busy. But I took it seriously, and here we are, showcasing all things Igbo.
What were you busy with at that point in time?
Where was I what?
What were you busy with? You said you were too busy, yeah.
Oh, life. I didn't think I was ready to even start anything business wise. I've dabbled in the business venture before, but that fell through just because of like I wasn't fully like invested, or I was just distracted with school. But I was working,
What were your degrees in? Let's just go back a little bit.
Sure.
Upcoming.
Yeah. So I was double major. I was a family science major and biochem. Yeah.
Brains too.
Go Terps. Went to College Park,
Hey, go Terps.
You went to College Park?
Nah, I went to UMES.
Oh,
and then
Maryland
Baltimore.
school.
Yeah.
Okay. You're like the cousin of us.
Yeah. I was a Hawk, and then what's UMBC?
Bulldogs.
Bulldogs. Yeah. Husky, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. No, Golden. No.
Retrievers.
Yeah.
I got a question though.
Yeah.
I mean, call me ignorant, but what really is the importance of all that stuff? That stuff right there.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool.
But
you mentioned
he's such a hater.
Yeah, you mentioned.
It's just the pride in your mascot. It's just,
you mentioned something, like ticket sales. I'm just wondering, like, what do you do with the ticket sales money when girls, purchase tickets that come to the brunch?
Well, the first brunch, I mean, it literally went to the food. There was no like profit. I didn't know what I was doing. I just literally gave them the price of what the venue was telling me, and I added tax, of course, for each person, so I wasn't at a deficit. And I put it together. Now, as I've built up business around this, we now sell things to somewhat gain revenue to put it back into the business. So it's not like I'm over here buying red bottoms on our checks that we were making. And even at that, like, it's just, I literally am at a stage where I'm like funding Igbo Girl Brunch with whatever we have. And slowly we're transitioning into like sponsorships and getting like heavy names behind us and stuff like that. So, yeah.
How did you really get people, well, let me say women, girls, to buy into Igbo Girls Brunch?
That's a really good question. So, I mean, when I first started, after like I said this is going to be a thing. So around October last year, I was like, you know what, cool, I'll put an event together. And the next event I had was like a happy hour mixer. We had a group chat, right? So I had a group chat. They kept hitting me up like, yo, let's keep this going. Cool. We had a group chat initially on WhatsApp. And WhatsApp has a cap of 250 people. We did that in October. By November of Thanksgiving, I remember I was with my family and my phone wouldn't shut up. I'm like, oh my God, it's on mute. Like, what's going on? And it was actually people texting me separately like, yo, like WhatsApp is full. I'm trying to add my friend. I'm like, full in a month? We hit 250 people. Like, people were adding their friends from all over the US, like LA, Texas. I'm like, this is insane. And I was like, I'm not dealing with this. I'm a family. Like, leave me alone. So after, I remember like yesterday, it was like Black Friday, finally done with the whole eating. And I was like, let me really understand what's happening because this is growing bigger than me. And we were on Instagram. We only had a group chat. And that was just about, you know what I mean? So we migrated to GroupMe. And we've been there since. And GroupMe lets you have, you know, lots of people. And now we're close to 1,000. But it's just, yeah. So then this year we opened up our Instagram page and stuff like that. So you can imagine when we first started, I was like, I need a team. I can't do this by myself. I can't. They want so many events that I can't produce this quick. So the biggest issue I had initially was like fear of, will people buy into this? Like, yeah, they're Igbo, yeah, they're girls, yeah, they're popping in their own industry, but like, will they work basically for me? You're working for me, but like you're working with me. It's not like I'm commanding you. It's just like, you know, you're working alongside me. And I was blown away. I like shyly put out like an application because they kept hitting me up like, hey, when's our next event? I'm like, when I have time. Like, I felt like I was being so rude, but I was like, yo, y'all want events, you want to hang out. And I realized my problem was a lot of people's problem, right? A lot of women, they crave real relationships. They crave like real friendships. They want to connect with people that they know. And people know Nigerians, but they're not always Igbo, right? They know Yorubas and stuff. So that's just how it is. So I put out an interview application and I had like 30 applicants. I'm like, whoa. So I did the whole thing, condensed it, had a team of like 8. And now as we've grown, you know, things happen, life happens, we have to step down. Jeez. No, not even that, but like, you know, that was my core DC team. Now we're really a team of like 4 in DC, but then I've now since branched out to other cities.
Since we're talking about teams and collaboration is key, you know, teamwork is key. You can't do everything by yourself.
No.
Like, how did you pick and choose? You know, wait, first off, is your team made of all women?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay.
If it's Igbo Girl Brunch, we got to run it women. And yeah, it is.
Strong Black women.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
No, I'm gonna leave that one away. But
okay.
But how are you able to, you know, put all these great minds together? Because my thing, I mean, with most women in the same environment, you know, I see a little hostility,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean, insecurities and all whatnot. How are you able to make these people, well, not make them, but work with them, you know, for a greater cause?
Yeah, so I run a very tight ship, and I pride myself on that. So I had to make sure, one, when I did the interviews, when I first had the applications, like, wow, 35 women, I was like, I couldn't take it all, of course not, but I knew what I wanted. I had roles. I know I needed an event coordinator. I needed at least 2 of those. Now everybody on my team plans events, but my event coordinators are like my main go-to people to like hustle and find my venues if necessary. I needed like a moderator for the events, like to, you know, ticket sales, like checking at the door. I also needed I didn't try to shape it like a after school activity club. I wasn't gonna do president, vice president. No, I'm the founder. That's it. I just need people to do their roles. So I just really had positions and I had to fill it, and so they decided what they wanted, right? So in the application they had like choices, like a Google form. They had choices to choose, so they told me what they wanted, and I explained what that would look like. So knowing yourself, you choose what you feel like you'd be best in, and from there I just literally prayed and chose the right people, and they have been amazing. I'm very open. I tell them from the beginning, we have assessments all the time, but they're so grown. Like, they're on another vibe. It's like literally vibranium. Like, we don't have issues. You know what I mean? Like,
vibranium.
I lied. Our issues are never what you think. It's like women catty issues.
Yeah, I was going to ask, like, first of all, like, how often do you guys meet?
Oh, we have meetings like once a month, and they're really over the phone. We meet in person like every 3 months.
And
like,
how often does Igbo Girl
have
brunch
events
happen?
at least once or twice a month, at least. And those are on weekends. So think about it. You have like 3 to 4 weekends a month, really. You know what I mean? So out of those 4, let's just say it's 4, we have about 2 a month. You know what I mean?
And so what's the layout when y'all? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What do y'all talk about? Is it just a typical?
It depends on what it is. So if it's a brunch and day party, we're not talking. You're here to, you know, like, we're not talking. Like, people are having their own conversations and having fun. You know what I mean? Like if you're at a day party, you're not having a formal meeting. Like you're not like, hey, you're not, you're just having fun. Just have fun. So we've created fun events where nobody's really talking to you. You're just having fun and listening to music. Then we've had like really formal sit down. Like we had a kitchen convos event at someone's house in Baltimore. She had a really big space, and like 45 women came. I'm like, yo, these numbers, y'all have to go somewhere. Like it was just, you know, we had to cap things off because it's someone's space. We can't have too many people. But I tailor my events to have purpose. So if it's a intimate event like that, we have a title. Then we have like, you know, what that looks like, so a layout. And the topic of the day was really just being a girl in an African household and like learning how to cook, like learning how to take care of our home. And that's what tied back into the whole kitchen convos, right? So we weren't in a kitchen like huddle. We were in a home, but just this is the coining of the thing. And it was a potluck. So people brought food. It was so much food. And then we had like a live demo. Someone is like dope at making fried rice. So that's a quick fix. So she made that and we were all talking while she was making it. People were like commenting like, oh, I add this in my fried rice. You know what I mean? Or, you know, I'm vegetarian. Like I don't use chicken stock. I use, you know. So it was just so dope. And then we turned into like dancing and just messing around. But these conversations are so real that it blows my mind when people start like getting emotional or being so transparent. Like, oh my God, I'm the only girl in my family. I had to do this. Or I'm the firstborn. I had to take on, you know what I mean, my siblings on my back. And women are literally just like, yo, give me your number. I gotta, like, we gotta talk after. You know what I mean? Like, they're connecting.
Wow, that's dope.
And I'm just like, I'm literally in a corner. I'm never spearheading. People think, oh, I'm not. It's really my team. So if one of my team member plans an event, she's the lead for it. I just pull up and, you know, she does her thing. So that I really take the back seat a lot of times at my events. So I
feel like this came at a great time in the DMV when, you know, a lot of people, you know, are out there, you know, doing fun stuff, partying, you know, rooftops really got popular. I think it started last year. I mean, last year, you know, stuff like that.
And so also entrepreneurship, people popping. So it's like networking and
collaboration. If somebody pulled, like if some other woman, right, or some other lady from a different country, you know, or tribe or what have you, you know, creates her own, let's say, the
Tanzanian tribe.
Yeah, you know, Tanzanian tribe, you know, brunch.
Yeah.
How would you feel about that?
Honestly, imitation is the highest form of flattery. I have already seen it within the Nigerian culture. Like another tribe trying to literally coin the same like 3-letter term, like, you know, tribe.
Yoruba tribe, big girl brunch.
I'm sleep. But it's, you know, I welcome it. So the biggest thing I will say this, so I started something that I relate to. I have a lot of great mentors in the game, both regular people, everybody's regular, but both everyday people and both people of clout. So Bella Naija, Uche Pedro, that's one of my mentors. Like she's like a big sister to me. So I was on the phone with her literally like 2 weeks ago and I was just literally bawling. I was like, I'm tired of this. I want to just pull the plug and just like X everything and just go back to living my life. And she was just like, what are you doing? Like literally she started Bella Naija as a joke out of college. And fast forward like she's at 11 years later, like she's a legend, you know what I mean? She's the #1 African platform for all things weddings, all things engagements, but yet Bella Naija, the core name is Naija, and she created what she knew. She's Nigerian. She knows Nigerians are popping when it comes to weddings. Now keep in mind, she posts Indians, she posts Persians heavy, she posts Black Americans, and people at first were like, what are you doing? Take this down. It's Nigerian Bella Naija. But she realized other tribes and cultures are killing the game when it comes to weddings. So she really sat me down and was like, you got to create what you know. And when you do that, then you can branch out. So creating Igbo Girl Brunch, I mean, the name itself was coined perfectly because Igbo is spelled IGBO. And it's like, you can't be Igbo without IGB. So that was a cool thing. But as I've since grown in business, I already know I plan on expanding our name. Our name will always be there. It's always going to be a placeholder, but I plan on really implementing a parent company. That is bigger concept, but still honing in on the core value of why I started this. So yeah, I would say the name, but
on the flip side of that, though, you know, to play like some kind of devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Would that, you know, do you see that, or have you heard people say like, you know, Igbo girls brunch makes other tribes feel inferior, or Igbo girls brunch makes Igbo tribe, superior? And how do you respond to that?
So we're not. I mean. We're only here to highlight us. Makes sense. It's kind of like, you guys have heard of UIU,
yep.
Igbo Unite. So people of all tribes, countries come through. My friend is Ghanaian and pulled up last year. I was like, why are you? And mind you, he's popular on Instagram just because of going viral. Yeah.
Oh boy, don't go.
Yeah.
Next
so yeah, that's my really good friend. We've been friends for many years. But he went last year. I was like, what are you doing? But he's not even Nigerian, let alone Igbo. But he don't care, and they didn't care. They're not gonna tell him get out. You're welcome. Makes sense. So it's like our brunch, like I said, we're only a hosting site for events. So we've had events named Melanin Mimosas. So if you're melanin, even if you're white, pull up. We have white people come through, you know what I mean? Yellow, brown, whatever. But we put out concepts that people can address or like, you know, relate to, and then they come. Insecure, who doesn't love Insecure? You know what I mean? Like all kinds of people came through, guys and girls came through because they want to watch it. We're only the host. Makes sense? So when you come through and you have fun, you're like, yo, who put this together? It's us. And then they're like, yo, that's dope. And then if they really like us, you know, go marry one of us, you know, find an Igbo girl.
Speaking of which, next month, this Monday coming up, Igbo boy.
Wow, y'all are
crush.
on the yeah.
Just put me in AK's picture and then make sure tag us so we'll get the clout. It's like, nah.
Yeah.
What are some of the success? You mentioned, you know, girls being transparent, speaking out. You know, you have to do what you do. But what are some of the, you know, I'm about to get in trouble for that one. What are some of the success stories as far as like, you know, saying good networking? Because it's a great networking thing. You know what I mean? Like as far as people pulling up, what have you seen personally or heard? It's like, yo, like I met, you know, such and such here and I got a job, you know, kind of thing.
Absolutely. It's been we've all heard network is your net worth. And that's really where the network, Igbo Girl Brunch Network, comes from, because there are so many. Why I started it, other than me not knowing Igbo women, I also identified while I was planning it in the month that it took me. I literally had this conversation with my friend in June, and then I had our very first brunch July 22nd of last year. So it's been a full year. We went public really this year, so we started our Instagram page in February, and we've grown and we're still growing since then. So I'm blown away. But anyways, within that month of planning, I just really had to remind myself, like, do I really want to do this? I could just pull the plug and just everybody go home. And it hit me. There's a lot of Igbo women that I look up to, that I'm like, yo, some that I know, some I don't know. Like the Shade Room founder, she's Igbo, Angelica Nwandu. We know Yvonne Oji, you know, Bella Naija, like I said, is Uche Pedro, so like the big sis. Her sister formed Ashwebi Bella on Instagram, another huge platform. I mean, Chiamanda, you know, I can keep naming. There are so many Igbo women, Igbo people in general. Nigerians are, you know, God bless us, but Igbo women are just killing it. So I'm like, whoa, you know, we're doing so well. Why not highlight this? And there are so many everyday people who are equally doing well in different fields, YouTubers, like, you know, bloggers, just so many. So yeah, that's why I did it. So we're not in any way trying to be like we're better than you. We literally are simply highlighting ourselves, and you know, and on our page, I always, you know, I check in sometimes, and people of different tribes be commenting, and I look at their bio, and you know, it may say Yoruba, and I'm like, or even their name gives it away, and I'm like, that's dope, you know, that's really dope. So it's not in any way to shame, and that's one thing I tell my team: we will never shame. I mean, we say facts, like how Yoruba boys talk, you know, sing about us, like Wizkid, Davido, you know. I mean, hey, but you know, Chama, Ada, like Assurance, all these songs are Igbo women. You know,
what's the blueprint?
Amaka.
What's the blueprint as far as like for I'm a big yellow for Igbo girls winning? Cause you mentioned all these girls. Like, what's the blueprint? Is it just the name? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question.
Let me help you out. I think it's no. I think it's be your sister's keeper. Yeah. Pretty much, it's like I'm on top of a ladder and I see my little sis doing something. Let me pull her up. You know what I mean? Instead of stomping on her, like, nah, go back down. You feel me? I mean, that's what I think.
Yeah. And that's really what it is. Like, yeah. So I give my team my vision, and they run faster than me, and I'm just like, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's dope because
I'm tired. So I'm like, do it, and they speak my same language wherever they are. So even on our Instagram page, like, you know, we'll say things to hype us up, but it's never like, oh, we're better than every single. No, we're not ever gonna do that. We just, you know, we throw fun shade, but it's really not about shade. It's just about highlighting our culture.
How do you do haters?
Haters, we've had them. What? There's always haters in the stand. Oh my God. I think so I'm such a like mentally higher person, so I literally first laugh at things. Like, I don't really type my fist up quickly. That it takes me a while, and when I get there, that's like, you know, it just takes me a while. I don't really let myself get there because I have so many checkpoints before I even get there, like people or like just like, you know, things to just throw me back to, you know, zero. But we just keep it moving. So trolls are always a thing, and my team has no issue blocking somebody, if they need to. But I mean, like, if you don't have haters, you're not doing something, right?
Hey, that's true.
You're
that's
not.
facts.
So yeah.
Yeah, you taking IGB to the motherland.
We are.
Like you mentioned in December.
Yeah. I'm excited.
What are you expecting?
So one thing, my dad sat me down. He said, listen, before you create a Biafran war, if y'all know about Biafra. So Biafra was a really big war, unfortunately, that happened in Nigeria. It was between Igbo and Yoruba and other it was big, right? Igbos were involved. And basically he's like, before you start this up again or try to, when you go back to Nigeria, you can't be pumping your chest like Igbo girl, anything. Like, you really want to, you're in Nigeria, you're in the Mecca, and Nigeria has all kinds of tribes. And as we've grown, my bigger picture is to have an all things girl network, right? So to do that, we're introducing our parent company really soon. I wish I could just spit out the name, but I can't because of, legal stuff. It's not fully covered yet. But our parent company will allow us to really thrive in Nigeria and not have any I would say backlash, but not have any shade. And let me say that to make sense. So for example, Cuppy, right? I reached out to her and I knew people who knew her. So they gave me her contact information, hit her up, and she's like, yo, add Brunch. Cause she has a Cactus on the Rooftop party every summer and December in Nigeria, in Lagos. And she just started this last year. So I was like, yo, add Brunch to it, add food, it'd be dope. She's like, yo, bring it on. I'm ready. Now, Cuppy isn't Igbo. Cuppy is Yoruba and other tribes. If I went to her dad and was like, the Femi, right? Can you cut us a check? He may do it because of the strength that I know his daughter, but to be honest, he'll make a joke and say, but my daughters aren't Igbo, so why am I giving you money? And that's going to be a problem. If I went to Dangote, if I ever sat in front of that man, I'll probably pass out. But, y'all know Dangote. He's not even Igbo at all. So out of the nicest of myself, sometimes I've learned from talking to Uche, she really sat me down. She's like, to be honest, as you grow in just character and in business, you realize who you are, Winnie, will not always be enough. Right now, people associate to the brand because they like it. They may know me, but they don't. Some people don't. There are people on the page that don't even know who's behind it, and I love it. They're like, who's behind this page? It's so cool. I'm like, I don't know. It's so many of us actually, but there are so many people who won't know me. They don't know who I am. They know of this thing, but they don't know who the person is behind it. And just because I'm so nice and I try to be, very normal, that won't be enough. So to make something enough for them to really write out a check, it's like a business plan, right? You have to really have a name that they can relate to, or they think it's not contingent on one tribe, because Nigeria has enough tribal issues that bringing anything more is not helpful. So yeah, our parent company will be introduced in December. But yeah, Igbo Girl Brunch will still be a sponsor of Think Africa.
You just said Nigeria has a lot of tribal issues. In your opinion, what do you think could be a possible solution to, end this tribal disputes and stuff? I know there's no one straight answer, but
so it's a character flaw, first of all. So it's good and bad. It's best devils and angels. So Nigerians, as y'all know, are very
proud people.
Proudly Nigerian, you know what I mean, to a fault sometimes. And I feel if we don't start with our character, it's okay to just just calm down a little bit, because not only are we Nigerian, when you get into the country, not that you feel it, no, people are themselves, but it's just even within Igbo land, there is so much oh, I'm from this state, oh, I'm like, guys, we're all Igbo, calm down, you know what I mean, oh, I'm from, it's just a mindset that has to be changed, first of all. I mean, the beauty of every culture and tribe in Nigeria is that they're sometimes uniquely different. Yorubas are known for something, Igbos are known, and that's beautiful. But I don't think Nigerians have ever sat down and realized what you're known for can come together and help you know what I mean? Muslims, not Muslims, Hausa people are known to be Muslim, but they're also known to be really great in the oil industry in Nigeria. So I'm instead of isolating them, let's, so I don't know. It takes God to help them, really.
You was getting a little fired up yesterday on IG. I don't know if it was you or somebody from your team, yo, bring Igbo girls to this. You if I hear anybody really say bring it,
That was actually me. I had to log in personally because my team kept hitting me up and was like, yo, so first of all, I'm not always on the page, but when I do, I love it, because I'm just like, oh, or if I'm on my personal page and I see it on my timeline, I'm like, this is dope, and I double tap. But they kept telling me, like, they'll send me screenshots here and there of our DMs if it's something important, like, yo, Winnie, this person reached out, like, hit them up. I'm like, cool, pass their number and I'll do that. What are they asking? You know what I mean? They kind of filter things, but they send me funny things. They send me, like, you know, questionable things, like, you know, what's this? And I'm like, they handle it, right? But the biggest thing I was seeing was like, yo, Winnie, they keep asking about these cities that we're not gonna go to. I'm like, this has to stop, especially the ones that we tried to go to. So when we first put out our application, like, I forgot when, like 2-3 months ago, we put out an application for different cities, right? We were like, you know what, we gotta expand, it's about time. I think I'm ready as a founder. Let me get the capacity in other cities, because I can't fly down to every city. I travel a lot, but I just can't always be there. So we put out Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, Jersey, and LA, because people can, sorry, Chicago, I lied. So we only had 5, right? LA and LA wasn't on there, but I was like, you know what, LA's so far, nobody's gonna hit us up. But then people kept hitting us up like, yo, I don't see LA here, put LA. And I'm like, wow, y'all really want LA? No problem. So I went in and edited the form, the application, I put in LA, and we ran it for like a good month for people to apply. We had like 80 applications in all over the cities. I couldn't, like, each city has no more than 5 people on their team. I don't do numbers. I like quality, especially with women. I need my presence, and I have presence for every city. So they talk to me. So I talk to the presidents, and they work with their team. I can't talk to every little person. But yeah, so I put out LA. After our 1 month run, LA had 2 people apply. I was like, y'all wanted LA so bad. So bad. Like, if I could run through the DMs, every dollar, I would at least have 100. Because it was just LA. I'm like, you guys realize California is like San Francisco. There's, you know, LA. It's huge. So, I mean, put out LA, and only 2 people applied. And I'm like, I can't have a team of 2. Right. You know, I need, for every city, we had about like a roughly average of 12 people apply, but that gave us a chance to choose who we wanted. We didn't want to be forced to only have 5 and then we choose all 5. We wanted to pick and choose, like, oh, this one wasn't the best, she was really great, you know, and we choose our team. So when I put that out, I was like, yo, y'all wanted LA so bad, y'all talk, it's just birds, like, oh, I call them birds, they're beautiful birds. They're always like chirping. They are chirping. So, you know, lately, because they see Dallas having an event, mind you, Atlanta is that glamour.
People see, like, oh, damn, I want to
come to my city. Mind you, you know, so when we finally released our teams, right, we put out, and I was so excited because I actually logged in for that. I was like, I gotta see this, because all the team members, we asked for their pictures, and we knew their name, but we asked for their pictures that they wanted, and we put it out there like in one post, like per city. And, you know, of course, all the guys were like, oh, this girl's in my city, you know, little stuff like that. But when we put that out there, people were like, yo, you're coming to my city, yes. People were commenting, like, shouting out their friends, I see you. Like, I felt like it's like a probate. We had like a mini probate on our Instagram page, so people were like, oh, I see you, and like, it's just cute. And after that, you know, they see what we have, and, you know, they know we're working, because Atlanta may not have an event public, but my Atlanta president, she's working hard with her team, putting out events, right? Or planning for events in October, like, you know, and they plan ahead. They plan at least 2 months in advance, so they're not like scrambling, like, what are we doing? No, they always are. I've told them how to work. So people keep hitting us up like, when are you coming to Atlanta? I'm just like, guys, we have a team there. Calm down. So it just kept getting overwhelming, and we get a lot of DMs a day. And filtering through them, it's just like, instead of me being rude or telling my team to be like, you know, respectful, I was like, you know what, let me just put a disclaimer and no more. So yeah, so
you're gonna mess around and be the first person franchising partying out here in America, man. Like, it's crazy. Partying? Yeah, it's crazy. So or get together, you know.
No, right, we don't just party, we have serious events, you know. We've had hiking was fun, like, we don't always eat, we always work out, you know what I mean. We've had a book club by an Igbo author. That's dope. It was really dope. It was like a quick read. It was like 35 pages, and it was such, that book, y'all should read it. It's like Happiness Like Water. What was it called? Happiness Like Water.
Oh, Happiness
Like
Water.
It's like $6 on Amazon, and it's a young Igbo author. She's out in I feel like every author's in Boston. I feel like that's like the writing capital. But
I mean, what else would they do? It's cold out there.
Yeah, so that's all they do.
Stuck in the house,
typing. But that book was really great. Happiness Like Water. Shout out to her.
And shout out to the people who actually went to that, man, because we need more people reading out here in America.
Absolutely.
Bro.
And the girls came out, they bought the book. Like, we don't provide these things, like, you know, they didn't, something, they read it, and we just had a discussion. It was really dope. You know, we had wine and everything.
Yeah, gotta have wine.
Gotta have wine.
Women love wine.
Chill, you know. So we
So
have
you
it
got
all.
yeah.
You know, the biggest thing I'm trying to migrate into is really more charity and community service. One thing I'm dropping gems because you know one doesn't talk about their conversation with Uche Pedro, but one thing she said was, you know, because I was tired of brunch, I was like, you know, this is getting tiring. I mean, I love it, that's what we started on, but I want to go back to doing other things, right? And because I had a contract with the venue I was having the brunch at, I had to live up to that contract. So thankfully it's over. We finished our contract and it's perfectly the time when it's getting colder. But Uche was like, you know, you will not make it to the level you want to reach, whether it's Forbes 30 under 30 or wherever, just by putting out brunch. You have to hit the community, like you have to get your hands dirty. And I was like, what does that mean? And she will never answer my question. She makes me think about it, but when I think of it, she's just like, there you go. And that's what a mentor should do, not spoon feeding. But yeah, so that's where I'm trying to transition into, do more community service in the, like, you know, in people.
Yeah. Man. So much germs, man.
So much germs, man. Like
So
germs. I said germs. So much gems. That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
We got an event coming up September 13th here. Plug it in real quick.
Oh no, so it's not. It's actually September 21st. Y'all are really on it. Oh wait, no, September 13th is Dallas. Yes, we do. Dallas. Well, that's Dallas.
Okay, so 23rd. Now which one?
Okay, so 13th is Dallas. It's Chop and Gist. So like again, the name, you'll never see Igbo Girl Brunch event. It's only the name of the event, and you're like, oh, who's putting this together? Oh, it's that Igbo Girl. You know what I mean? That's how life works. So it's Chop and Gist, and if you know you're African, you're like, this sounds familiar. Like chop. You know, I'm just eating and talking.
Because I'm African.
Yeah. So it's a happy hour in Dallas on Thursday. So Dallas people pull up. Then in DC we're having the same type of Chop and Gist the 21st of September. It's going to be at 1230 restaurant. Y'all probably been there. It's in DC. I'm partnering with Think Africa because they want to build that momentum for Nigeria. And they used to do happy hours before without us. So this is nothing new. So it should be fun. Yeah. It should be fun. So yeah.
Yeah, we know since we close, want to end with this question, and this is a conventional stuck in the middle podcast question.
Okay.
From you know your mentors and all these people that you've talking to, what is success to you?
Success. It's a journey. It's not a destination. I think I used to think, oh man, success is really getting that blue check mark on Instagram. False. Like hit that YouTube effect. Like no. And that's just, there are people with blue check marks who are literally in debt, and we already know that story.
Wait, blue check mark is which one?
Verified.
Verified.
Oh.
I have checkpoints for success. I think as of right now,
I like that.
because I'm not 30, far from it, I want to be Forbes 30 under 30, and I'm gonna get there. Makes sense. And I'm a very firm believer of speaking things into existence. I've done that already, and the people that I've met is insane. The people I've worked with is insane. From so many big names, from WizKid to like David, just so many people. It's insane.
Just
but
stuck in the middle podcast, you know.
you guys
here,
too,
being
right?
interviewed by us.
But I think when I have a system running without me having to constantly be involved in every little detail, that's success to me. When different cities are benefiting from something I created and coming out to events, or when people are having genuine conversations or genuine relationships, and I'm making a difference, I feel like, wow, yeah. It's not even about I gotta be on CNN Africa or something. No. But it's really just like having someone tell me like, yo, because of this, I had this. I think like I've made it. And I've already heard some of those stories. Like someone moved to DC, just for life, and she didn't know anybody to live with, but because of this group chat, her just being comfortable to ask around and meet people and come to our events, like she now has like a lifetime friend she's living with. I'm like, that's awesome. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah.
Bringing people together.
Yeah.
Making a difference. Yeah.
How can people reach you, what I'm saying, to personally, business wise, all that, DMs.
Oh God, no, jeez. Please no. Couture Duchess, as we started off this conversation. Yes, you know what? Before the end of this year, I would change that. But Couture. So
no, you should keep it.
I should keep it.
Yeah, you should keep it.
Yeah.
I mean, before we started the show, we're going back and forth about, the pictures and so and all whatnot. You know what I mean? So it's just, like I said, you're living up to the name.
It's that journey. That's success journey.
I guess. So Couture Duchess, and our Instagram for Igbo Girl Brunch is Igbo Girl Brunch. So yeah.
I'm waiting for the website, man. That's what
Website is coming. Oh, I think in every success journey, there are hurdles you go through. No one puts up their failures or their L's. I think one day I would just talk about every single hurdle I've ever been through and let people really be like, oh my God. But I'm not ready yet because I haven't, past that test.
That's for part 2 for this
That's
interview.
Part 2. Okay.
Come back and update us how it goes.
I got you. But anyways, it's up. It's coming soon. So yeah.
And what next is coming is our Monday Man Crush or whatever.
Oh wow, Evil Boy Monday.
I'm personally sending you the picture. It's like, no, like Willie, we really appreciate you coming to kicking it with us.
Thank you.
Nah, this has been great. This has been great. This is fun.
Yeah.
Come back again.
Hey.
When that parent company, comes to fruition, let's talk about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you guys should come out to our events.
Yeah, definitely. No question. I will be there.
Friday, come find an Igbo girl. No, we have all kinds of people come through. So I only rep Igbo.
I don't want trouble in my life. Igbo girl. I'm just kidding. Hey, we really appreciate you coming through, man.
Thank you.
Hey, K, I enjoyed this. You enjoyed this, man?
Yeah, man. It was dope, man. It was
dope.
Thank you, guys. I'm honored.
She makes me want to, go pick up that pen, man, and just, work.
Passion will always lead you. I think my passion has led me thus far. If I was doing it for I'm trying to make a bang for my buck, yeah.
If you enjoyed the program, please let us know. SITM Podcast 237 as the email, and SITM on all social media platforms. We would love to hear from you. Again, screenshots, links, send them to your friend, your exes, your mamas, your aunties. They would love to watch it. They're sending stuff on WhatsApp anyway. Send it back to them. Hey, this is Stuck in the Middle Podcast.
And we out.
Yes, sir.